Hello everyone, it's Mana. Today's topic is the top 5 things I don't really like about Tokyo. But don't get me wrong, I'm a Tokyo native born and raised, and I've never lived anywhere else because honestly, I'm a super Tokyo lover. It's so convenient and never ever felt like this city makes life inconvenient. But this time, I thought it would be fun to talk about some of the downsides of living in this city. If you are considering living in Tokyo or are planning to stay here for a while, this video will be super useful and absolute must watch. Alright, let's dive in. The first thing I don't really like about Tokyo is that it's always crowded. There are so many people everywhere. Whether I'm shopping, going to work, or attending school, it feels like I'm always surrounded by a crowd. It's especially stressful trying to get on a packed train during rush hour. By the way, did you know Tokyo can actually be divided into two main areas? The 23 wards make up the central part of Tokyo and the main destinations for people who live here or commuting in from other areas for work. Each ward has its own unique vibe, so you can find interesting shops, restaurants, and hidden gems that they take pride in. It's not just popular ones that the tourists flock to. There are so many lesser known ones worth visiting too. Oh my gosh, I'm totally getting off track here. On the other hand, the outer areas of Tokyo are much calmer and quieter. These places are more residential and surrounded by nature, making them a nice escape from the city's hustle and bustle. It's a great place to live if you want a bit more peace and quiet and don't mind being a bit farther from the city center. Back to this topic, I've lived in the 23 wards since I was born, so I'm pretty used to being surrounded by crowds. But it's not just the number of people. It's not the only thing that can be stressful. There's also the noise. Tokyo has many big avenues and streets, and with that comes a constant flow of cars, motorcycles, and occasional tractor passing right in front of your house. People who come to Tokyo from the countryside often feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of people, cars, and constant noise. It can be a pretty intense experience, especially if you are used to a quiet and more relaxed environment. For some, the busy streets, crowded trains, and endless hustle can be really scary and exhausting. In fact, some people moving back to their hometowns after a short time because Tokyo's fast-paced lifestyle and unique energy can be a bit much to handle. Yeah, it's definitely not for everyone. I remember feeling the same thing when I stayed in New York City. It's just like Tokyo in a sense. Both have that never sleep vibe. But I like that though. The third thing I don't like about Tokyo is that you can't expect your house or apartment to be big or spacious. Unless you're a millionaire, space is always going to be an issue. Most people in Tokyo have to get creative and figure out how to live comfortably in small spaces with high living costs. You have to be smart about the storage and make the most of every square inch. It's a constant struggle to balance comfort and space. This is off topic. Last night I talked with a guy who lives in London and he actually lives in a smaller space than I do. That's when I realized London has the same issue. It's not just Tokyo. The fourth reason I sometimes don't want to live here anymore is the summer heat. Tokyo in the summer is super hot, and honestly, this is the biggest reason I dream about living in the city. If you're planning to visit Tokyo next summer, you might want to reconsider. I know the flights can be cheaper, but the heat and the humidity are no joke. I went to Phuket in November 2 years ago and I thought the weather was insanely hot too. My skin literally felt like it was burning in the sun and the humidity was just off the charts. I couldn't believe how intense it was. But now thinking about it, Tokyo summers feel almost the same and it's hard to believe, especially Phuket is so much farther south. But Tokyo's heat and humidity are seriously no joke either. But you know, the sea around the Phuket in November is absolutely gorgeous, so quiet and beautiful. I love the body too and the food, amazing. I seriously dream about going back there someday to enjoy all of the game. The 15th I dislike about Tokyo is, without a doubt, our notorious work culture. Something that's known all over the world. It's not just Tokyo, but it's especially intense here, where the city never sleeps. We are always understaffed, so when someone takes a 5-day vacation, the rest of the team has to fill in, which means long hours and overtime for everyone. Although, to be honest, we work overtime almost every day anyway. What's even more ridiculous is that many jobs include 30 to 40 hours of overtime in an employment contract as if it's a standard part of the deal. It's crazy, but it's so ingrained in our culture that we just have to accept it. Even if you leave your job because of overwork, there's a high chance you will end up working overtime at your new job too. It's like this never-ending cycle. That's why finding a healthy work-life balance can feel nearly impossible in the city. I think the only real key to surviving life in Tokyo is finding a job you actually enjoy. There are so many jobs in Tokyo, and with the city's endless opportunities, there's always a chance to discover something that fits your passion and lifestyle. So far, I've shared my thoughts and opinions about the downsides of Tokyo. But despite all that, Tokyo is still such a lovable and amazing city for me. There's so much to explore and experience here. I truly hope that you have a chance to visit Tokyo someday. It's a city that always surprises you in the best ways. Thank you so much for watching my video. Until then, I would be happy if you hit the subscribe button. See you in the next video. Bye!